Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to our Ironman campaign here in Battlecry 2. Once again, let's just quickly check sounds. They seem like they've been fine for a while, so I may stop compulsively checking that at some point. Alright, let's take a look at our hero. We're doing well, we're leveling up, although leveling up is a double-edged sword, because as we get higher level, so do our enemy heroes, and sometimes at high levels they can be quite problematic to deal with. So, last episode we had another break from the campaign map. We did a skirmish, although the main point of that skirmish was to strengthen our campaign position. So the main reason we went in was to replace a couple retinue units that we lost in one of these battles. I think in the mountains of Ragnar is where in a single combat against an enemy hero, due to weird circumstances that I've already talked about, we lost 2 units, a Minotaur King and an Archon, and then I'm like, okay, let's get them back because it's important for me to have those units. So we went into a skirmish and got 2 fully leveled up Archons and 1 fully leveled up Minotaur King into our retinue. So I may have gone a little bit overboard, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. But there was one other reason for me taking a break from the campaign to do that skirmish that I didn't really go into, that I didn't really talk about as much. It's because I had been really exhausted with a series of back-to-back really difficult fights, especially these 2, Mountains of Ragnar, and then might have been Tor Ragnar. I know, but like there were 2 fights. There was the one where we lost our retinue units. That was stressful, and then this fight, Khazdul, where we were fighting a bunch of Dark Dwarves. That was so brutal. I had like a 1 hour plus failed attempt that I almost entirely cut out. I went pretty deep before I pulled the plug, and then most of that didn't make it into the episode footage. I just showed you the beginning and end. But we're going to be going into another map that that it seems has Dark Dwarves in it. Northern Khazdul, where we're being told that it's overrun with the Dark Dwarven tunnels. That doesn't sound... I mean, that sounds pretty ominous, right? That doesn't sound like it's gonna be a cakewalk. But yeah, that was the other reason I took that, that I did that skirmish. It was my way of taking a break from some of these really difficult fights. But you know what? I'm back, I'm refreshed, ready for another difficult fight. We're gonna be going into Northern Khazdul as the Minotaurs. Let's see how many points we're working with. 15 points is pretty good. So I'm not going to take any extra points. And I'm actually not going to take an Archon. I'm just going to bring a Minotaur King. I'm going to bring 2 Thralls, and you know what? Let's just bring an Elven Hunter. You know what? Let's bring a Basilisk. We might get some lucky kills with the Basilisk, get some extra stone. And before I go in, let me just set my hotkeys. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna pause straight away. As we do, we're gonna take a look. Looks like this isn't that big of a map. You can tell how big a map's gonna be by how big the box for the screen is relative to the entire map, and you know, like we're only a few screens away from this corner, and there's probably gonna be an enemy here. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be enemies in all the corners, but you can never know for certain until you see the entire map. And it looks like there's going to be fog of war as well, because you can... I don't know how easy it is to see, but there's little gray smudges almost, which is like, so when you've explored a part of the map, but then you don't have any unit there currently, it becomes gray, and sometimes you can see little traces of that on the edge of the map. And I'm so out of practice that I forgot to build my 2 ziggurats. Lost about 10 seconds of time there. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. But yes. So what I'm gonna do is we'll have a standard start. And I'm going to... well, since it's probably going to be Dark Dwarves, we don't know if they're going to be assassins or what have you. We're not going to mess around by sending our hero out. We're going to be sending our Minotaur King out to maybe get a few lucky hero kills, maybe get a few mines converted. Yeah, see, we do have the Grey Fog of War. And I will, as I usually do, we'll be skipping ahead to either when we have Farseeing or to... excuse me? Well, that's ominous if there are towers that close. So as I was gonna say, I'll be skipping ahead now, either to when we have Farseeing or to when there's something interesting going on in the map. Alright? So I will see you guys shortly. Alright, taking things off pause, just because we've got a hero to fight. And this is going to be tough because he's a fighter, and we've got a Minotaur King, but we don't have our speed bonuses, which we would only get when we were at Ziggurat level 3. So I'll take him down, or I'll try to take him down. We came pretty close. We had to land a critical hit at the exact right time where he isn't fleeing yet, but is at low enough health where a critical hit would kill him. Obviously that doesn't help if he lands a crit off his own. And we might be able to do it. Oh, we came pretty close. Pretty close. And the reason Minotaur Kings are much better at doing this than Archons is because they ignore armor. So they will consistently do damage. Ooh, we both came dangerously close to dying there. Come on. And I saved close to the hero, but outside of his attack range. That's why it's relatively safe for me to keep loading. Okay, this is something that is not the most reliable way. If we were faster, if we had better combat, if we had our own hero here helping out, it would be much easier, but there's not enough time to bring our hero. Oh my god, what a huge hit he landed right at the start of that fight, so that clearly wasn't gonna do much for us. Okay, okay. We can do this. We just need to be lucky. Come on. And he's landing so many critical hits because his combat is pretty high. A combat of 36, combat of 33, so not that much of a that much of a difference. And again, that's not good. So even if we do kill him, we've got to be careful about these towers. So come on. Come on, man. It shouldn't be this lopsided. This might be it. Oh no, you're not landing the big hits at the times when I need you to. You're not gonna win this one. Yep, that's not. Okay, this perhaps wasn't gonna be as, and his speed as well. A speed of 31. That's what's really killing us. How fast this guy is. That's what I mentioned, that it's a double-edged sword leveling up, because yes, your hero gets stronger, but so do the enemy heroes. And it's high speed that's going to annoy you more than anything else out of the attributes that enemy heroes can have. Oh my god, okay, we need to be intelligent about this. Yep. So if he starts walking around, we might get an extra hit against him. Yes. So that little bit of repositioning where we were standing directly between him and the path that he was using to flee, let us land one extra hit as he was walking past, and that ultimately is what helped us take down that hero. Alright. With that, I mean, we can't really even call it excitement. I don't think saves coming qualifies as excitement, but with that little interlude out of the way, I think we can go back to skipping ahead until either we do get Farseeing or something else interesting happens. Alright guys, I'll once again see you shortly. Alright, we're almost at Farseeing, and this map looks like it's not going to be that difficult, but let's see the map first before... Okay. This is an interesting looking map, to say the least, largely because of what's in the middle. But we only have one active enemy, and that one hero that we killed earlier, that was basically the only hero that we needed to worry about. One thing to keep in mind is that it doesn't look like the Dark Dwarves are hostile to these orcs, so they can walk freely by all of this stuff. But if we get too close, then we're gonna get targeted by a whole bunch of really nasty things. But as long as we're careful, as long as we are not stupid with how we use our resources, our combat, you know, groups, our army. I don't know why I was struggling for words there, but as long as we don't waste our dudes, we should do fine. And with just 4 Minotaur Shamans, we've done some pretty serious damage already. Let's even reinforce them. We'll send 3 more over here. And we've also got some fire elementals defending our base. They've actually done a really good job defending our base here. So the pyromancy skill that we've picked up for our hero has been working really nicely. And we've got a pretty good economy going. We've got this level 3 crystal mine fully stacked, which is helping us pump out our shamans. We also captured these mines over here, these mines over there. and generally, we're doing okay. So it shouldn't be long before we've dealt with these green orcs.
Your troops are under attack.
Excuse me? What are you doing? Oh, okay. If I don't babysit them, then they'll take a horrible path, which puts them in range of these towers. Of course. Of course. I shouldn't even be surprised by stuff like that at this point. Alright. Need to be taking out their builders as well, just to make sure that they aren't giving us too much trouble by replacing the things that we're knocking down. Alright, come on. We've got this. We've got this. Okay, let's not take too many free hits from their towers. Especially towers that have things garrisoned inside them. Also not get hit by goblins, because they can disease your troops, which is just a huge annoyance. Alright, yeah, these guys are done. These guys are toast. The only thing, and now that I've said this, they're probably gonna do it. I was gonna say the only thing that'll save them is if they send some guy and build something inside this red base. But even if they do that, they won't have space to do very much. They could maybe build like one keep, but it's not gonna do a whole lot for them. Really, we're just gonna bulldoze them. And I think that might have been their last builder, and there comes the resignation. And now we need to step back. Because even though this is a stationary enemy, which we can theoretically fight at our leisure, they're still no joke. I mentioned earlier on in the series, when I was playing this game for the first time as a kid. 2 combat, 2 morale versus merchant combat magery. I'll keep this one. It raises too many nice stats. Although more morale would certainly be nice. Okay. So I'm pretty sure this was the map where I lost an Ironman hero because I think I was already injured after fighting something else, and then I, without exploring the map, walked here within range of a bunch of these hellbores and flame cannons, and just they instantly took out my hero, and that was a harsh lesson, one that I never forgot. Like, you've got to be careful when you're moving your hero around in unexplored areas, but especially if you know that there are going to be either dark elves or dark dwarves on the map. Dark elves because of their assassins.
Your hero is under attack.
Exactly because of stuff like this. Because sometimes your hero will take some really stupid path, like they'll go out of their way to go into range of enemy towers and take a bunch of damage.
Quest complete.
God, man, that was so... Oh my god, like you have no idea how much my heart is racing. Oh boy, okay. Let's not do that again. Like, why did I even send my hero out? Like, what did I think I was gonna get out of this mausoleum? What was I thinking? Okay. Well, that's our excitement quota for the entire rest of the series. And I'm not joking. I'm fully planning on never letting my hero getting into this kind of danger ever again. I'm fully planning on there never being at least this kind of excitement ever again in the rest of this series. I don't ever want my hero to drop below half health, which I think is not an unreasonable desire to have. I should have just never moved my hero. What a stupid thing. This entire campaign could have just ended, and for what? For
Troops are under attack.
whatever this garbage shield was. Alright, let's heal ourselves a little bit. Cauterize. And of course, now you're gonna struggle to cast your spells, but that's okay. Alright, I'm gonna... I almost don't even... Okay. I was gonna say, I almost don't even want to move my hero back to the base, but I'm gonna do it. Just because I don't trust myself. I'm gonna put my hero into this tower. And surely he can't mess up this short walk to the tower. But I'm sure that if I took my eye off of him, somehow the AI would convince him to walk all the way here. Alright. Now we've got a bunch of dudes. You know what? I'll start producing some of you on continuous production as well. What we really need to do is we need to get inside their base. That's the best way to do it. We could build our own catapults. We could start taking down their towers at range. Might not be a bad idea, but let's just try and brute force break through with these dudes. Each tower that goes down, each unit that goes down is something that they will never be able to replace. So it represents kind of progress. Everything that gets taken down. Alright. So this is basically our entrance into this area that has been cleared out, mostly on the western side. Look at how tough these guys are to fight. Now I'm gonna step back and
Your troops are under attack.
and I'm gonna cast my mind back to that battle for Khazdul, which I spent an hour on before I gave up. And I'm gonna take this moment. Oh, excuse me? They also have their Titan. I've never seen this before. Like, I guess if you're scripting a custom map, you can put whatever unit you want, but I've never seen an enemy just start with a Titan. So this is their equivalent of our Skull of Sartek. Like, it's a melee Titan, which is, like, he's slow, but he's very hard to take down, and look at some of this armor, like, high on everything. So what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, so a couple battles ago when I was trying to take Khazdul, I was struggling really hard against the Dark Dwarves, and it occurred to me because I cut that entire part out. I never explained why these guys are so difficult to fight. I mean, it's fine when you're, when they're attacking you and you can take down their raiding parties one at a time, especially if you have good defenses. But if you're attacking one of their bases, it is such a nightmare. Because not only do you have the usual things to worry about that you would with any faction, like, you know, they'll have their own units walking around, their archers, their cavalry, their melee units, and also their own towers, excuse me, their own towers, which may be strong due to garrison units. You've got all of that stuff to worry about with Dark Dwarfs, but then you also have stuff like this. These fire bombs, which are really, really fast and hard to take down before they get close to your troops. And if they get close to your troops, they do splash damage. Not only that, but you also have these hellbores, flame cannons, and these guys don't have them, but they can also build regular catapults. So if you've got an attack party going into a Dark Dwarven base, there's just so much micromanaging that you have to do. Where if you take your eye off of them for just a moment, there's gonna be like a shotgun blast of catapult rocks coming at them, and that's just gonna take out your entire party. And multiple times, what had happened in my failed attempt that I cut out is that I had a really strong attack force going in, but then I had to take my eye off of them because my base was under attack, and I had to deal with those guys. And in those 10-12 seconds that I was dealing with the attackers at my base, I go back and my entire party is dead. And why are they dead? It's because they were standing still, attacking something else, and they got buried under a bunch of catapult projectiles. So yeah, that's kind of... oh my god, this could be really bad. So it looks like a couple of them exploded, but we were able to take out most of them. Oh no. Yeah, okay. That's why these guys are so difficult to fight. I think after the Dark Dwarves, these guys are the ones that I want to just never have to fight ever again. Like, it's these guys, I wouldn't mind so much fighting them in like pitched battles, because there are ways to deal with them, and aside from their... oh my god, no, we're all dead, we're all dead. Pillar of Fire. Okay, we took out their Titan, and that's what happens when you take out a Titan. They explode into more magical damaging projectiles, and if those, and I'm pretty sure all of those Novas do a lot of damage. I think we just got lucky that none of them hit our guys.
Your troops are under attack.
Oh god. How many guys did we start out with in this attack, and how many are left? I don't even want to count. I just feel like it would make me sad. Okay. Let's carry on.
Your troops are under attack.
Okay, we're doing okay though, despite that scare with our hero, and despite the really rough, you know, just initial attempt to break through, because we couldn't we couldn't distribute our forces effectively, whereas they were already arrayed with their long-range units and their towers.
Your troops are under attack.
Alright. Looks like we're doing okay. Let's send in some reinforcements. I think this might be enough. Okay, you guys need to stick together better. Okay.
Your troops are under attack.
Right now these guys are gonna do some good work. There we go. Clean up duty. Alright, what? Looks like all of these guys are probably gonna die, but they did enough damage that these guys will then be able to finish off the rest of them easily. Oh, hey, he survived with 9 HP, and there is that wonderful sound, that slow applause of victory.
You are victorious.
I think I've earned this drink of water. I've been recording for 40 minutes total. I'm sure it'll be a much shorter video. Maybe not much shorter, but a bit shorter because of the time I cut out. But it felt a lot longer than 40 minutes, let me tell you. Especially that little, you know, that incident with our hero getting too close to those things. As if to illustrate the point that I had been talking about. I mean, if nothing else, you at least know that I'm not joking. Like, don't walk anywhere near a dark dwarven base. Alright. What we have, what we want, what we got. I don't think we're gonna take anything. I think we're fine. And there's another territory in the bag, and look at these orcs. They are really getting out of control. They're obviously in the east, but now they've got this territory, they've got this. I'm gonna have to do something about them. Well, I do think for now we're gonna keep on focusing on the west, but you know, that's something we can think about in future episodes. For now, I think it's time to bring this episode to a close. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. And until then, take care.